Is that a carpeted ceiling?
Yeah. Actually, the acoustics in here are phenomenal.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to the new RV. Check it out. This is all you get, frame to frame. You are looking at a 2014 Grand Design Solitude. Now, there will be no tour today. We've already started doing some renovations, so a tour will come later. Right now, it looks like any other Grand Design, so get on the Google, pull up some pictures, and you're practically standing right here next to me looking at this thing. Today we're talking about things to look for when you're buying that used RV. Now, there's a wealth of information online about motorhome versus travel trailer versus fifth wheel, whatever, camper, I don't know, van. You can find those somewhere else. Today we're going to talk about general things that kind of apply to all of them, and maybe it'll help bring down that feeling of being overwhelmed when you pull up and you look at all of those different types. So number one for me, and after buying our last RV and looking at a second one, this was no negotiation. I was unwilling to bend about it at all, and it is the exterior condition. No matter if you have vinyl stickers or you ballin' with that big full body paint, the overall condition of that exterior is really important. So when we bought ours a couple years ago, the stickers, they were starting to come off, but they were looking okay, and we thought, nah, it won't be a big deal. When we go to remodel it, we'll just take those stickers off. We'll just scrape them. How hard could it be? How difficult could that be?
If hell exists, I'm convinced that it's just you scraping off the Devil's RV decals for an eternity.
I will never, ever, ever do that again. Never, ever. Now, depending on the age of the RV, you may not have a choice but have a little bit of fading in your stickers. And if that's okay with you, that's fine. Just know you want to take those off. That's not a weekend project. That's not something you just get the kids, give them something to scrape with and use some Goo Gone and have it all taken off. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. So if this is important to you, look out for that when you're shopping around. Look for the stickers starting to crack, maybe bubbles forming underneath, something to show that those things are not gonna be there much longer. You can also look at the top of the RVs. Usually on the front nose cap, you'll see the clear coat starting to come off, and you'll see kind of a little white, weird look on there. See that there? That is what I'm talking about. That's the sun fading. And what can be even worse is when you take your little paw, take your hand, and you wipe it on that surface, and then you turn it around and you look at it, and it looks like you just wiped a chalkboard. That means the whole clear coat's gone, and you could probably have some problems with that in the future. So for me, that was a deal breaker. Didn't want to deal with it again, but for you, maybe it's just a negotiation point. So you find one, you're satisfied with the outside, it's time to get inside. And when you're inside, look for that water damage. Now this is a little sensitive of a subject to me, as water damage is how we lost our last RV. So may she rest in peace, and may that never happen again. But look for water damage. Look along the ceiling, see that? See that? Get your finger, take that finger, and start poking. Not just the ceilings. Take a look around the plumbing. Take a look around the sinks. Take a look around that toilet. Now, don't stick your fingers around somebody else's toilet. That's disgusting. No. Take your foot. Get your foot in there. Stomp around a little bit. If you feel that it's soft, wood is not supposed to be soft in an RV. I promise. If it's soft, you better be prepared to do some repairs, or you better run away. When it comes to the exterior, water damage, those things are very straightforward. Either there's water damage, there isn't, and either the outside looks great or it doesn't. These next things are going to be more preference related. Either it's going to work for your family, you must have it, it's a feature that's more of a luxury to you, it's going to be dependent on you. First up are the major features, the things like auto level, the number of slide outs that you have, the amount of storage you have. You can't really adjust those things when you buy an RV. While we were shopping, we wrote up a list. We wrote up non-negotiable items. For me, it was the outside of the RV like we talked about earlier. For Raini, it was a washer dryer. Mama wanted her washer dryer. Let me tell you, she needed that washer dryer.
Loads of fun. Loads.
So like I said, these are all personal preference. They're up to you, your family, and your needs. Put it all on a list and find out what you must have, find some things that you wish you had, find some things that you don't ever want to see in it, help you narrow down what you want.
Now, before we get too far into this video, I am going to take a quick second to shill for us. If you're having a fun time here, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to us if you have not already, and don't forget to hit that cute little notification bell so that you never ever miss out on an opportunity to see this. Okay, great. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, something that's extremely important to remember when looking for a used or new RV is the practicality of the layout. Yes, I know you've fallen absolutely head over heels in love with that layout that has the vaulted ceilings and that cute little mini fridge that's in the second living room. I'm speaking from experience here, okay? But trust me, you need to picture yourself living in this RV and remember, it has to be practical for you, your lifestyle, and your family. Figuring out what layout is going to work best for your situation should be one of your top priorities, whether you're full-timing, part-timing, or weekend warrior-ing. A couple of examples would be, if you work on the road, where are you going to place your workspace? If you have a family that eats food like most human beings do, how big is the fridge and pantry? If you have cats, where are you going to put that litter box? If you have children, where are you going to put their litter box? I'm obviously kidding. And another thing that I just cannot stress enough is, what does the RV look like on the inside when all of those slide outs are closed? And what may you potentially need access to during that time? Are you going to be stopping a lot and needing access to the fridge for snacks? Are you going to be boondocking overnight in Walmart parking lots and need to get into the bedroom? Are you going to need to get to that workspace that you placed at the back of the RV and now you have to vault your body over the kitchen island to access it? These are all things to consider. Now, something that you have more control over changing down the road, but you do want to keep in the forefront of your mind when looking at used RVs is the condition of them. I know, it seems obvious. You're not going to go out and buy an RV that has a gaping hole in the side or that has been modified into a triple horse carriage, but you need to look for signs of neglect, and I don't just mean in the systems. Most excellent places to check for signs of neglect are going to be on the walls and on the floors. Get close and get nosy. And if there are parts of the RV that aren't in great condition, consider what it is going to cost to change them out. And not only what is it going to cost you financially, but what is it going to cost you in your sanity? Speaking of finances and sanity, make sure when you are on the hunt for a used RV, you are keeping a close eye on those price tags. Keith and I found a ton of overpriced rigs in both consignment lots and online. What we have found to be true is that there are a ton of people out there who owe way more than their RV is worth, and that's forced them to price much higher than value. This is an unfortunate but very common occurrence in the RVing world, so make sure if you are buying from a private seller that you don't turn their problem into your problem. And before you agree to anything, do your research. Utilize the internet by comparing prices on websites like RV Trader, RVT, Craigslist, and yes, even Facebook. Our personal favorite website to turn to when pricing out an RV is NATA Guides, which is similar to Kelley Blue Book, but for RVs. Consider for a moment that you walk into a used RV and it's great. Everything about it is wonderful, except for that couch, that disgusting couch that I don't know who designed that. Who did Keystone RV hire to design that vomitous, disgusting green mass of no? Seriously, Keystone, why did you do this? It looked like somebody found a dead rat. They brought it in. They dipped it in some green paint. I don't know why. And then they fashioned it into a couch. It looked like the thing my cat vomits on the floor after he's eaten too much grass. The couch looked like a sick child's booger, a moldy piece of cheese, a fungus on the side of Grandma's toe that you just think should be surgically removed, but how do you tell her that? Now, you have to figure out how you're going to fit that disgusting thing out the front door.
Current situation, not great. That's what we're dealing with. Can't get that through the door. Do I just live in here now forever?
Yeah.
That's all the advice that we have for you today, but just remember, there's no such thing as the perfect RV with the perfect floor plan and the perfect exterior with the perfectly working parts. Just don't get caught up on finding that absolute perfect RV.
And look, buying an RV can be really overwhelming. There's a lot of online research, there's a lot of guides, there's a lot of videos, so get to doing your research. And if you want my advice, I mean, I'm here, it's 100% unprofessional, and in no way am I liable for the things that I ever say, but you're welcome to have it. You can give me a call, no. Send me a DM.
Ooh, slide into the DMs.
Slide into her DMs for me. Ask for me in her DM. That'll work. All right, anyways, thank you for coming. Hope you had a great time, and we will catch you on the next one. Finger guns? I didn't know we were doing finger guns.
That's disgusting. I would never use that.